You know, there's a lot to love about Idaho, and we love talking about it. The great outdoors pretty much rank at the top of that list. But there's also a flip side to that, the dangers of the great outdoors. For a lot of campers and hunters, it's a calculated risk to venture into the wilderness. Usually a place without cell phone reception, little to no human contact. It's a risk, but not one you can calculate without the right information. Not knowing the odds became an issue for one Meridian man and his family who faced an impassable problem in the Salmon Challis National Forest. Mother Nature? No, this was a man-made mess. Andrew Bartline explains.
It's tucked deep in the Salmon Challis National Forest.
Called Josephus Lake. It's our favorite lake to hike into.
And has been for years.
Yeah.
May as well be home to David Lupian.
Idaho is paradise for me. I found it 27 years ago and realized then this is where I wanted to spend the rest of my life and raise my family.
Normally, it makes for a great experience.
It's a road that leaves Highway 21, not too far out of Stanley, headed north into the Frank Church Wilderness.
Normally.
Yeah.
David and his kids originally planned for a 3-day trip.
When we came out Tuesday, we were coming up the grade to Vanity Summit, which is the way out. And before we reached the summit, we ran into a road crew, which had removed the road with a 10 or 15 foot deep hole to install a culvert. And they told me this was a 3-day job and they were on day 2 and that it should be done the next day and that I needed to turn around and get back down the mountain and go out another way.
Is that possible to go out another way?
Anybody who knows that area will tell you immediately there is no other way.
A dead end, extending their trip to a 4th day, unplanned.
I already knew I had a crisis on my hands and kids in my care.
David tried to follow the advice and started searching the back roads.
And on my map, that road had a little dotted line right here.
Looking for a way out.
Driving through creeks, through boulder fields.
A way that doesn't exist.
And the dotted line on the map was a horse trail. So that was a no-go.
And the construction workers' plan to wrap up the road project the next day, that was a no-go too.
There was nobody there and no evidence that anyone had been there the entire day. And that's when I decided on a plan B. Anyone who's a husband and a father will tell you the worst thing you can ever do to your wife is not come home with your kids. So the kids and I hiked up to the summit. I brought a pen and paper. My note was asking to please tell my wife that we're alive and that we have food for another day.
David's already a day late, but help came right on time.
And there was a truck there. And not just any truck. If you ever need to leave a note on a truck in the wilderness, this is the truck you want to find. Because those people found my note and flew into action and rescued us that night.
It was a couple on a day hike at a summit they hadn't been to in years.
Was there any sign that led you to believe that the time you're going to be there, there's going to be a problem getting out?
No. There's systems that are supposed to be in place to prevent this from happening, and those systems all broke down. Not that it was easy, and not that we're excited about this, but it could have been an even worse outcome. And that's what I want to make sure never happens in our state.
Since this event, David bought a satellite phone, and he said his family was not alone. Another family was stranded on that dead-end side of the same road, too. David said there was no warning signs about a multiple-day project to close that road entirely. The Forest Service confirmed that the Forest Ranger is supposed to sweep the area to ensure that the dead-end side of a road on a project like this is clear of people. The Forest Service says, Brian, that there's an investigation right now. They could not confirm if there was a sweep that happened or if they missed anybody. They just said that is part of the process. They're looking into it, trying to figure out what went wrong.
I know he said he wants to make sure this never happens in Idaho, but I mean, human error? I mean, how do you prevent something like that happening when they just didn't finish the job? The investigation's still ongoing.
Yeah, I mean, they said they'll tell us what they know when they learn, but the Forest Service right now does not have anything to say further other than that is part of the process. We're looking into it. From that Facebook post, you can look at things that are shared because the people that rescued him posted this on Facebook. It's become somewhat viral. And there's been a handful of people that have responded and said, this similar thing happened to me in a similar area as well. So this isn't in a vacuum. This has happened before, at least people say so.
I understand you reached out to that couple that did save them.
Yep, yeah, they seemed that, oh, you got in contact with the guy, you're good. I'm not sure they wanted to be in the spotlight, but good people doing good things.
That's true. All right. Thank you very much, Andrew. Great story.